Okay, prep to unit 16, the water cycle. Cycle, to move in a round shape. Page, number, nature, around. Form, drops, blow, together. Join, turn into. Rain, vapor, fall. Steam, evaporate, evaporation. Condense, condensation. Cooler, India. Scotland, Germany, Ivory Coast, Asia, America, experiment, add. Then we have net, rocket, temperature, follow, almost, advantage, advantages, disadvantages, shine, energy, skin, light, dark, even, cream, degree, Celsius, lead, bottle, press, confirm, noon, mountain, top, bottom, lake, pick, irrigate, and stir. Now we have down some definitions. Evaporation. I think you studied evaporation in science when water turns into water vapor. This is what we call steam. Condensation. When water vapor turns to water. Join, move together and become part of something. Blow, moving using air or wind. Drop, a very small amount of water that falls in a round shape. Confirm, to say or prove that something is definitely true. Okay, if I want to check that someone has understood something, okay, how can I ask him? Do you understand what I mean? Are you following me? Is this clear to you? Okay, I can say, checking that you have understood. Do you mean like this? Can I just check that I have understood correctly? Now, if I understood something, I will reply and say, I see, I understood. What you mean? Hi, Prep 2. How we can form a passive question during the past simple? It's so easy. First of all, after we change the passive form by, adding verb to be in the tense of the sentence, we can start to complete the change from active into passive. The carpenter make doors and tables. Doors and tables are made by the carpenter. This is passive form. Mr. Hisham teaches us English. We can notice here we have started with the subject, Mr. Hisham, the verb teaches, and us English can be two objects, direct and indirect objects. We are taught English by Mr. Hisham. Who makes this noise? Who is this noise made by? How here we turn it into passive question. After the question word, we added verb to be in the tense of the sentence, which is. Then we added the subject. Here it was the object, then we turned it into the subject. Then past participle, we ended with by. Down we have water is cycled by nature. Water is cycled by nature. Is it active or passive? Of course it is passive. How do you know? Because I have verb to be, past participle, and the word by. Clouds are blown by the wind. Active or passive? Of course it is passive. We have object, verb to be, past participle, and by the subject. Clouds are formed in the sky. Rice isn't grown in England. Okay, prep 2, let's continue together. Where is rice grown? Where is oil found? What is petrol made from? All of these questions are considered to be, yes, passive questions. How I know? I have verb to be and the past participle. Let's go down to complete the following dialogue. How often it rains in Egypt? How often does it rain? Excellent. It rains only once or twice each winter. Correct. Where does our fresh water comes from? Correct. Our fresh water comes from the River Nile. Correct. Now we have to choose the correct answers from A, B, C, or D. Water moves around the, yes, earth all the time. Correct. Water is recycled by nature. Excellent. When water is recycled by nature, it is called water cycle. Correct. We should keep each other, yes, not each other, we should keep each drop of water, yes, not each other. I think it's going to rain because the sky is full of dark clouds. Correct. In the sky, these small drops of water are blowing together, means moving by the wind. Correct. When the small drops join together, they form clouds. Correct. When it is very cold, water drops turns into ice. Correct. The ice which falls to the ground is called snow. Correct. In winter, we like to see the sun shine. Correct. The sun causes the water in rivers, seas, and lakes to evaporate. Correct. Thank you. Prep 2, let's start Unit 17, Important Discoveries. And we said before that the word discovery means to find something nobody found it before. Okay, we have the word ancient, means very old. Soap, that we use to clean our hands, keep it clean. Coffee, salt. Recipe, recipe how to cook something. Papyrus, as you can see in front of you, a kind of paper made from plants. Fats, mixed with. Ashes, we have down the word ashes and the picture for word ashes, something like gray sand. Flight, design. Air, balloon. Blow, passenger. Basket, seconds. Sun clock. Down we have toothpaste that we use to clean our teeth. Bile, invention. Discovery. Until, finally. Later, popular. Turkey. Sail, electricity. Europe, the same. Light, look for. Ground, pour, and sand. The verb pour used for pouring liquids. And here, what is the difference between invention and discovery? Invention means to make something totally new, but discovery, to discover something was hidden, nobody found it before. This unit was speaking about the history of some materials, like the soap, like the coffee, and their discoveries. Let's have down some definitions with words. We have archaeologist. Who is the archaeologist? The person who looks for ancient things under the ground, old remains. Ashes, the gray material that is left after a fire. Original, something was first made. Powder, very small bites like sand. Candles, a substance of wax burned to get light. Basket, a container made from 10 pieces of wood. Plastic or wires were always put inside the basket, food or anything we want to hold. Diamond, a very valuable clear hard stone used in jewelry. Shadow, a dark shape appears of someone or something in the light. Windmill, a building with parts that turn with the wind to crush grain. We have picture of it. Okay, Prep 2, definitions and vocabularies. Spaceship, ship that can travel to space. Stars, the sun is one of the stars. Experiments, a test done by scientists to find out something. Laboratory, a room or a building in which a scientist do tests. Equipment, the things that are used for an activity. Helmet, it's something you wear to protect your head. Earphone, it is what you wear in your ear to listen to something, and gloves, they are what you wear to protect your hands. If I want to ask about words I don't know, I can't remember, I don't know words for these things. Then down we have past simple and passive questions. Down how we can form a passive question. I use a question word, verb to be in the past, was or were, subject, and the past participle. When was this school built? What was shown on TV last night? Who was your favorite book written by? What was the International Space Station built to do? The International Space Station was built as a big laboratory.